Life isn't always what it seems. In our minds, it's a picture-perfect idea, a dream come true, and a pathway to a better tomorrow. The truth is, it isn't always that way. The thrill of moving to another country, for example, can be quickly gone once you really step foot on the new soil. We underestimate how difficult it can be to move to a new country and how much time, effort, and energy it takes to adjust. That is why today, we are going to explore the dark side of moving to Canada and why the hype around it might just be false. But before we begin, if you're new here, you should subscribe to this channel and click on the notification button so you get notified every time we drop a video like this. So now that is done, let's get to it. Loss of relationships. The hardest part of moving to a foreign land is a sense of loss that comes with leaving your home. Most will have to leave behind family and friends, the people who supported and loved you since you were a child. You might have left behind the sense of security and comfort associated with these relationships. The thousands of miles that separate you is a constant reminder of how much you have lost in the process of moving. As the months passes, the distance becomes more challenging. You may not have the ability to be part of a major life event or have the same interactions with loved ones. The further apart you are, the harder it is to maintain the same connection. As much as life in Canada may have its own joy, there can be little doubt that homesickness can be an emotional strain. And while it's natural that immigrants will miss the life they've left behind, there may be few practical solutions to their heartfelt problem. Without a known network of family and friends and with cultural differences, immigrants may have little opportunities for social engagement. Being unable to visit the places and people back home may only serve to enhance the feeling of homesickness and sadness. Now that leads to the next point, which is isolation. One of the biggest challenges when it comes to moving to another country is loneliness and isolation. The reality is that no matter how much you want to make new friends, it will take you time to really establish yourself in Canada and build new relationships. Even for those who move with family, the experience of starting a new life in a new country is often a difficult and lonely journey. Furthermore, for those who are isolated and alone, it can be difficult to adjust to a new culture and language without friends and family from back home. Being isolated in a new place can be incredibly difficult. Canada specifically can be a very lonely place, and the loneliness and isolation experience can lead to mental issues like depression and anxiety. Weather. Living in Canada offers wonderfully diverse landscapes, from the snow-covered mountains of the west to the peaceful forests of the east. However, many potential immigrants don't consider the weather until they arrive. As with any location, Canada experiences all four seasons, but the temperatures can be harsh. In areas such as Alberta and Saskatchewan, the weather can be extreme, with temperatures dipping as low as -40 degrees Celsius. The snow can slow down commutes, prevent outdoor activities, and make everyday tasks tougher. Even Canadians don't like the weather. Financial uncertainty. Money matters a great deal in any move, and for immigrants, finding employment can be difficult as cultural differences and experience gaps may find them in an unfavorable position in the labor market. Furthermore, the exchange rate between your home country and Canadian dollar may put a dent in your wallet when you move. As such, you may have to think twice before purchasing goods, as it will result in a sizable hit to your pocket. Immigrant families are often met with challenges of finding reliable childcare. Many childcare facilities are unaffordable, limited, or may not have children from a young age. With all these challenges, financial uncertainty is one of the biggest hurdles for those looking to move to Canada. If you're yet to click on the like button, please do. And if you're yet to subscribe, remember to subscribe and click on the notification button. Now, let's get back to it. Healthcare. Yeah, you heard that right. One of the untold truths of settling in Canada is that you may be met with an unfamiliar healthcare system. Canada's universal healthcare system ensures that public fund covers the cost of basic care. But there's a downside to having this system. Canadians pay higher taxes and this money goes towards the healthcare system, but more comprehensive coverage is still optional. For immigrants who may be unfamiliar with Canadian healthcare system, it can be difficult to navigate the landscape and understand what is and isn't covered. Many immigrants are having to take an additional insurance plan or look for alternative sources of healthcare. There is also the issue of long wait time to get an appointment, and the wait times for certain treatments and procedures can be quite long. Limited public transportation. New immigrants to Canada face significant barriers to accessing public transportation due to its limited availability in many parts of the country. Not having access to public transportation make it harder for newcomers to get around, access healthcare and social services, attend language classes, and make new friends. Canada's limited public transportation is largely a result of the country's sparse population and its preference for providing private transportation infrastructure over public. As such, owning a car is often the most feasible way to get around, though this is often a larger financial burden than using public transportation would be. This means new immigrants often struggle to attend activities necessary to smooth the transition to their new home and environment. Language barriers. If you're not fluent in either French or English, then moving to Canada can be quite challenging. Although Canada is officially bilingual, French is the language of choice in many areas of the country. The province of Quebec and New Brunswick are officially French-speaking, and citizens in this province must be able to communicate in both French and English. Now, irrespective of whether it is French or English, depending on your accent, it might be difficult for locals to understand you, and this might impact you in your everyday interactions or even in landing a job. Cost of living. Moving to Canada can be expensive. The cost of living in Canada can be significantly higher than in other parts of the world, with the cost of housing, grocery, transportation, and other commodities being a major expense. The cost of living increases can be especially hard to manage for individuals and families who have relocated recently from other countries. Additionally, depending on where you live, Canada's taxes and fees can be higher than in other countries. Immigrating to a new country can be a great way to establish a new life, but acknowledging the challenges that comes with it can help to make the transition much smoother. As it stands, understanding the dark side of moving to Canada can be critical for a successful move for all those looking to call Canada home. Thanks for watching. We hope this video was insightful. Be sure to like this video if you found it helpful and subscribe to this channel for more tips and tricks when it comes to moving to Canada. And let us know in the comment section, what did we miss out? Now, if you'd like to see how Canada compares to the UK, click on this video. Remember, is the Deliberate Expert, and have a beautiful day.